Yo, what it is, y'all boys, let's get into this video, all right? So it's gonna be a brief little video, might be 5, might be 10 minutes, might be 15, but it's gonna be my story about how I got the ATP flight score, right? So I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible, but yet as, concise. I don't wanna just talk. So, yeah, so I'm gonna start from my college experience, and I'm gonna jump all the way to how I got here in Denver, Colorado at ATP flight score, all right? It's a long story. Get your popcorn, get your Skittles, get your, I don't know, get whatever you wanna get, because it's about to be some good stuff, some good info to help you be successful on your journey, all right? All right, so let's start by saying I'm originally from Florida, okay? I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I went to school in Tallahassee. I went to Florida A&M University, okay? I got there 2018, graduated 2022. I majored in health science, okay? Got my private pilot license in June 2022. I did that while working at the FBO, which is a fixed base operators, where we pump all the jet fuel and avgas and park planes, hangar stuff, catering. We do all that for corporate aviation or private aviation, whatever, everything but the airlines. So yeah, I worked that job while getting my pilot license, and man, that was a grind because like I was still in school, I was still taking full credit load, and I was working full time. Man, it was hard work, but I can say it was 100% worth it because the people I met, you know what I mean? Like the work ethic I got out of it was, priceless. So I graduated December 9th, 2022. Now that's when life got tough, I'm gonna be honest, because I graduated and I couldn't find a job because I was trying to pursue this aviation career, but like I didn't have a commercial when I graduated. I thought I didn't know anything at that point. I thought you could just know private, instrument, commercial, boom, boom, boom. But like, it's a journey, and it's expensive. So I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I wasn't focused on getting a job in health science after graduation. I honestly didn't care about health science at that point. Just to give you background on that, I really just majored in health science because I had a band scholarship going into college. So I just kind of picked the best major that I thought was cool, and I went with it. And I wasn't gonna drop out, you know what I mean? So I just stuck with it. And so I wasn't job searching my final semester. So when it came time to graduation, I didn't have a job. So then I started looking at like health and safety, environmental health and safety, occupational health and safety. But I couldn't get hired because I didn't have the certifications. You need like the OSHA 30 or OSHA 10 certification to get those jobs, plus the bachelor's degree in safety or health science or health and safety, something like that. But I didn't have that certification. So I couldn't get hired. I was working at Five Guys for like 2 months.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
With the bachelor's of science in hand, 2 months flipping burgers and putting fries in, bro. But nevertheless, I feel like everyone has to go through a humble stage of their life, and that makes them the person that they are 10 years down the road, you know what I mean? So yeah, I did that for 2 months, finally landed a job. I got a job in airport operations. I got that job kind of just by, being myself, being genuine, marketing myself. It required an aviation management degree. Like I said, I have a health science degree. But the way I spoke in my interview, I spoke on like how I have my experience working on the line. I got my private pilot license. Like I know what the industry is about. I know what's going on. I know how to, maneuver around the airfield. So they picked me up. I moved out to Midland, Texas for that job. If you don't know where Midland, Texas is, if you look at Texas, right where it meets right here in the corner, Midland is right there. It's right there in that corner in the middle of the nowhere. It's called Midland in Odessa. Call it Mid-Dessa. It's like straight desert.
I could have been at a barbecue! But I ain't mad. It's all right.
But yeah, so I moved out there for about, I want to say like 5-6 months. I didn't stay out there long at all. Like I thought I was gonna love it because it was aviation related, and like that's what I was doing before. I was working on the line throughout college, but honestly, like it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I say that it's a great job, but if you want to be a pilot, man, don't do ops because it's gonna kill you, man. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be thinking about flying every single day, and you're gonna be seeing these jets take off. You're gonna be dealing with all this aviation related stuff like issuing NOTAMs, runway inspections, perimeter inspections, like dealing with aircraft emergencies, all that. But on the flip side, you're also dealing with parking, badging, cameras, access points, you know, escorts. You're dealing with a lot more stuff that has nothing to do with aviation as well. So that's what kind of like really got to me. And I was like, man, I gotta fly. And one of my best friends, I say right now, like, cause we're getting closer and closer as we go through our aviation journey, but he told me he was going to ATP when I was in Tallahassee. We both graduated from Florida A&M, both health science majors. And he was like, bro, I'm going to ATP. And we both got a private in college, in Tallahassee. So he was like, bro, I'm going to ATP. Like, I don't know what you about to do. And I was like, man, I'm about to, you know, pay my way through. I don't want any debt. And besides that, like, I can't even get approved for no $100,000 loan. And on top, even if I do get approved, how am I going to pay it back? Like, that's like $1,000 a month or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it. So I was like, you go do your thing. Like, I support you. Like, we just gonna see each other at the top. You know what I mean? We're both gonna be at the majors, and we're both black. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be like some crazy shit when we both like get it to the top.
Oh, bring it in there. Tuck that.
Yeah, I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog.
You tucking
I'm
it in there?
dog.
But you tuck, dog. But you tuck, though. You tuck it.
I'm in there. You come in there. I'm in there. All right.
I moved, like I said, I moved out to Texas. We're working airport operations. Dude, month 3, not even like, honestly, month 2. As soon as I got through all the training, I was like, I don't know if I could do this for like 3-4 years, you know what I mean, to pay for my training. So I was like, man, I hit up my boy, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm about to start my ATP process, man. Like, I can't do it anymore. So I started that in like April, May-ish, and ATP, for those that don't know, it is a Part 61 program, but it's like an application process. They want to make sure that you're a candidate to almost kind of be like an airline pilot, you know what I mean? Like, they're not super strict, but you know, they have their requirements. You gotta have like weight requirements, height requirements. You need your first class medical in hand. For me, credit private, of course I have to have proof of my pilot license. And then I have to meet a 78-hour requirement, and plus the 8-hour PIC, cross country PIC requirement. And then another thing, they make you do an admissions flight before you can even get a start date, before you can even move forward at all. You have to do an admissions flight, doesn't matter what location. I did mine at the Austin location. I'm currently at the Centennial location, but they just do it to see if you're fit for ATP, and if you think you really like it, because you might get there and be like, I don't know, I'm not rocking with it, you know? So they make you do that. Once you do all that stuff on the front end and show proof of funds, then you could go ahead and get a start date. I did all of that, and I got a start date for July 10th. I really wanted the Austin location because from Midland it was like 5 hours away, but they didn't have a start date till like October. It was something crazy. But they have over 70 plus locations. The closest one to me with the start date as soon as possible was the Centennial location in Denver. So I go ahead, I didn't waste any time. Give me it. I don't care, give me it. I was trying to get out my job, you know, like I want to be a pilot. I'm dying to be a pilot. So, man, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, I got accepted into the program, got my start date, left Midland, I put in my 2 weeks, I did all that. Left Midland on the 9th, got here on the 10th, and it's been go ever since, you know what I mean? Like, ever since I got here, it's been a grind. This is week 2, it's the 20th right now. Like I said, I started on the 10th, but that first 2 weeks, you're not really flying, you know what I mean? You're just doing groundwork. And I kind of like that they do it that way, because it gets you familiar with everything that you're about to be taught, but in a calm setting. You're not in the sky, because I know in other Part 61 schools like mom and pops, you're doing a lot of learning like in the sky. And that's when you start burning through your money.
We ain't stealing that.
I personally spent about 17 grand on my private pilot license. Didn't need to spend that. Usually it should cost you maybe around like 10, or maybe like 13. But
You stupid.
I was just wasting a lot of money from repeating lessons. And yeah, it got really bad. So yeah, ATP, they try to be as efficient as possible. So they make you do what's called ATP Elevate, and it's basically a Zoom with you and an experienced instructor. Well, not just you, it's a group of students that are all at the same phase, and they're basically going over everything you need to know about instrument flying, everything. Now, they're not gonna dive super deep. If you have questions, of course, they're gonna answer them to the best of their abilities, but it's just basically to get you to familiarize with what approach plates look like, you know, what departure plates look like, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at. Like I said, I'm on week 2. I haven't started flying, which actually sucks. It actually sucks because do I even know how to fly a plane now? But it's all a part of the program outline. You know, everything ATP gives you the outline from day 1 to the final day. No hidden fees, nothing that's just gonna pop up. It's super straightforward. The only thing that does happen with ATP, if you roll over your allotted flight time for that section, so like instrument, forgot the exact time, just around it, let's say 40 hours they had for instrument. If you need 42, they will charge you for that extra 2 hours, which is not a hidden fee. They tell you, they say, hey, if you don't complete it in the time we're giving you, we will charge your account. Now, if you do a section less than the time given, you can use that flight time extra towards something else. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I remember that they told me. So just try to do your program efficient as possible. You still do have responsibility. It's not a 141 program where it's like college and you have like a guidance counselor holding your hand the whole way. No, it's basically you and your instructor saying, hey, we're gonna grind out, we're gonna get this done as fast as possible. It's still part 61, so don't forget that for anyone that's interested in ATP. Anything that's like financing, honestly, financing is very personal. I don't really want to dive deep in that because I got approved and I don't know how I got approved. I applied to Sallie Mae at first, got denied. They said I needed a cosigner, and then I applied to Meritize and I got accepted, or I got approved the very next day. So I don't know what goes into it. I know Meritize, they took my transcripts into consideration. My bad, I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, they took my transcripts into consideration and like my driving record. Sallie Mae, they didn't really do that. They just took my credit score and like how much I was making at the time and my history, that's it. But yeah, I got approved with Sallie Mae. I got approved for $96,000. The program is 76, or it's like 75, $995. But I just took out the extra because I needed housing as well. And like just money to pay my bills throughout the 5 to 6 months, however long it takes me to get through the program. But yeah, man, I say if you're thinking about going to ATP, go to ATP. You're not gonna regret it. I mean, you might, I don't know, everyone's situation is different, but I doubt you will regret it, especially if you have like a burning desire to become a professional pilot. Especially an airline pilot, just because all the connections ATP has and just a network of ATP, because you got to realize like ATP has been doing this for a long time. If you look on their website, they have a graduate placement section, and it basically shows all where their graduates went for like the past 20 years. And it's deep. Like they have like crazy amount of people. Just in the last 12 months, they've had about like 190 people go to SkyWest Airlines in the past 12 months. So that shows you like it's not a joke. Like it's not a scam. It's something real. And that was my thing about college. Like college doesn't really do that. Like they just take your money and give you a piece of paper. Like ATP, no, they're gonna take your money, but they're gonna get you there. You know what I mean? They're gonna have the whole thing planned out. They're saying, once you get your MEI, come instruct with us. If you don't want to, by all means, do your thing. But come instruct with us, we gonna get you in and out. And then we got the connects with the airlines too. If you want to get a cadet program, if you want to get sign-on bonus, if you want to just network, the ATP alum is everywhere. So it's like, I really like that about ATP, and you can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that at Epic, Blue Line, Thrust, American Flyers. They're great programs, but their network isn't like ATP. ATP is like none other. Like it's actually insane. But yeah, that's just my little story. I just wanted to come out here and break it down. I know I'm rolling on 15 minutes right now, but yeah, I really wanted to talk to y'all. I really wanted to explain my journey, because I know someone else is watching this about to go to ATP or thinking about it, or you know, maybe they just want to see a black guy talk about planes. I don't know, but it is what it is. But man, if you have a dream, chase it. That's my best advice. Chase it, because a dream will not chase you back. I hope you remember that. Like, your dream will run away and it will not look back at you. So you gotta chase it. You gotta really do it. I don't care what it is, if it's aviation or not. Don't give up. Stay motivated. Stay consistent. Just be the best you. So peace out.